Before we begin, I want to apologize for this show running late. I do want to deny one rumor. I did not break a camera because of the brightness of this shirt so far. This has not taken a camera down, but the season's not over yet. Instead, this week I upgraded my Mac Mini that I used to edit this show from Monterey up to Ventura, which Mac OS Ventura has been out at least a couple of months now. But I stayed at the previous level because all my other systems were stuck at Monterey. I'm finally doing an upgrade for home and work, and the work laptop and the home system don't share the monitor real well right now. So I'm either having to 100% work on home stuff or 100% work on work stuff. And of course, during the day, work expects me to do my paid job. I had a little problem that rolled into I can't fix this before work, I can't fix this at lunch, I'm going to have to wait till now, so this gives me an opportunity to film this and add it on. My apologies. Hopefully we'll have the technology stable. I'm going to upgrade my work laptop this weekend, and hopefully they'll all start behaving together again. On to the show. We have over 100 years of wonderful recorded music out there. So why do most people listen to the same 100 songs? Like the treasures on the shelves of a thrift shop, there are so many great songs out there waiting for us to find. Let's find those treasures together. I am David Rankin, and this is The Old Mill Shop. Greetings, fellow shoppers. Normally this time of month, I would look at the songs that have been released over the last couple weeks. There's not a lot that I've seen in the various lists that I care very much for. So instead of waiting till next week, I decided I'm going to give you my top 6 picks of songs that I've added to my playlist this year. Fairly simple rules. They have to be a new song that got added this year, not a different version or just found it again. It's something that I really hadn't listened to before. They are in my rotational playlist. I do listen to them. So I've got 6 that will cover best new for me songs of the year. First one I found was Rollin' and Tumbling by Bob Dylan, Modern Times. I've come up with all kinds of Rolling and Tumbling versions because it's an old blues classic, but I had to go back because it's a newer album by Bob, and it's actually a pretty good effort out of him. Instead of making you want to get a restraining order like his Christmas album did, this one you actually want to sit down and listen to him sing. So I had to stop and pick up and listen. Rolling and Tumbling by Bob Dylan. Number 2, Even a Red Hot Mama Gets the Blues, the End Time Spasm Band, High Wire Lover. How can you pass up a band that calls itself the End Time Spasm? I just couldn't. I saw the Dollar album or in the clearance bin, and it was mine. I had to have it. Just that name was enough. They seem to be a kind of a Dixieland jazz kind of band, but this one is just a plain old bluesy set with the lady singer turning the blues knob to 11, and I like it. It's a fun song. Number 3 is a song that you don't know by heart by Jimmy Buffett, Peanut Butter Conspiracy. As COVID went through and everyone was quarantined, Jimmy got bored and told his fans, hey, tell me some songs that I've played that you haven't heard me play in a while, and I'll break them out, and if I have to relearn them, I'll relearn them, and I'll play them again. We'll make the best of it. And one of them was Peanut Butter Conspiracy. This song was written at the very start of Jimmy's career, when he was playing in a band that wasn't making enough money to do more than buy his marijuana. So he and a couple of friends regularly shoplifted to be able to eat. As he said in at least one documentary by his daughter, he did go back. He did pay the mini mart back. It took a while. You can't help but like a lighthearted song about how are we stealing stuff to eat? It's just cute. It's Jimmy at his finest. Number 4, Walk the Dinosaur, Was Not Was. This one's a blast from my past because this was an early high school song for me in 1987. This was a pop jammer that we'd have them play it at the school dances, try to listen to it on the radio, record it to a tape deck because CDs weren't out yet and you sure couldn't afford a player. It's silly. There's absolutely no redeeming value in a song that talks about pretending that it's living in the age of the dinosaurs, but it's absolute fun. Like I said, it's a blast from my past. Back into rotation it went. So number 5, On My Way by Avi Kaplan. I hate the album Floating on a Dream helped split Avi away from Pentatonics, but I can understand someone being sick of touring all the time, being gone from home most of the year, not being able to see friends, loved ones, being able to sleep in your own bed. I get tired just a little bit. I traveled to and from Chicago. So this is his first solo album post Pentatonics, and On My Way is his song talking about, hey mom, hey dad, hey sister, hey brother, I love you and I'll be home in a little bit. Let's have some fun when I get there. An absolute gem. I think we'll be listening to it in 100 years, I hope. It's in my playlist. Deserves every bit of listening. And the 6th song is from Kev Mo, Good to Be Home Again. Kind of fits. The two songs fit together. He's come off tour. He's back at his house, back at his neighborhood, back where he feels comfortable and where he loves. There's nothing like, if I've been gone for a little while, coming back in, got the dog, got the house, just stretching out and relaxing in my own place. When you've been gone a little bit, that's just such a nice feeling, and that song invokes it to a T. Good to Be Home Again by Kev Mo.
Today's 2-for-1 special. Christ was born on Christmas morn. Frankie Half.
Before we start the 2-for-1 special, let's go over the songs in the Music Minute for this week. We've been pulling from blues songs from the 20s through the 50s all week, all next week. So Monday, Christmas Man Blues by Bertha Hill. Tuesday, Chicken Crawling for Midnight by Leadbelly. Wednesday, Christmas in Jail by Leroy Carn. Thursday was Christmas Blues by Gatemouth Moore. And Friday, Bring That Cadillac Back by Henry Craft. So the 2-for-1 special this week is Christ Was Born on Christmas Morn by Frankie Half Pint Jackson. So Frankie Jackson, Jackson, was born in Montgomery, Alabama, was orphaned, and was raised in Kansas City, Missouri. He began a career of singing with various blues and jazz players and vaudeville acts in Kansas City around 1910. Over the next 20 years, worked his way all the way across Philadelphia, Chicago, and worked with all the major players in the blues and jazz field. He earned his nickname Half Pint by only being 5'1". This song is just about the most traditional of a Christmas hymn of any of the songs that we've played or will play for Blues Christmas this year. This is a very traditional song. Frankie leads it on. Sounds like Silent Night or Joy to the World, Go Tell It on the Mountain, any of a dozen other songs that have hit. I wish that more people would sing this song or play this version of this song for Christmas. It deserves not to be on a shelf. So that was Christ Was Born on Christmas Morn, Frankie Half Pint Jackson. Since we've talked about the Christmas not Christmas songs that have absolutely nothing to do with Christmas, let's talk about 5 songs that I absolutely adore for Christmas, that are Christmas songs, and that I could listen to all the time for the holidays. So number 5, Go Tell It on the Mountain by the Blind Boys of Alabama. This song has become such a favorite for folk singers that it's easy to forget that it's actually a Christmas song. It's talking about Christ being born on Christmas Day and go tell it. Go tell people that he has. The Blind Boys of Alabama covered it on their Christmas album, and I fell in love with it as soon as I heard it. It's in my Christmas song rotation, so I listen to it as much as I can every season. So number 4, Silent Night, this version by Lindsey Sterling. So as the story goes, the organ of a German church was unusable, and there would be no Christmas music. Our hero priest gets out his guitar and writes a simple Christmas song that can be quickly learned by the congregation, and Christmas is saved. And reality's not that far away from that story. We know about Silent Night because the organ repairman was one of the first people to carry the music out and start distributing it widely. So many productions try to make this into a big song. Lots of instruments, big voices, but I love a simple, understated arrangement. There's some flaws with Lindsey Sterling's arrangement here. It's not perfect, but it's very good. It's almost 12 years old now, and I think it's stood the test of time. It's quite beautiful. It's understated. She's singing a little bit with it, but mostly it's her playing violin. Number 3, Carol of the Bells. The Carol of the Bells may be a bit of a simple song, and sometimes even people call it silly. I always loved something about the simplicity, but the melody and the repeatability of the song just make me absolutely love it. And it's completely suited for an a cappella singing. I love any version that's a cappella, but especially the Cimarelli ladies. They've been together since 2007. They're sisters. Occasionally a brother has shown up in the group. And it's a shame that this is the first time I've mentioned them on any of our podcasts. They are very good at singing both a cappella and with their own instruments and with others. They're humble. They try to be good Christian people and present themselves well to the world. I love this version of the song. There's some others that may be more powerful or better produced, but this one is simple and elegant and worth listening to time and time again. So number 2, Mary Did You Know by Pentatonics. Someone's counted. There are 17 different questions to Mary, all asking if Mary understands part of the theology surrounding Jesus' birth, his life, and his death on the cross. Some have called these questions sexist or lacking theological depth, but I'd argue that it's entirely opposite of that. The questions are a rhetorical device, not for Mary, but for the listener. Listener, do you know this? It's not to interrogate Mary, but it's to interrogate us. But there's an even simpler answer. Mary didn't know those questions when Jesus was born. None of us can without the intervention of the Holy Spirit. The apostles didn't understand the questions until after Pentecost. So how could Mary have known? How could any of us know without help? I'm amazed how well Pentatonics sings Christian songs. They love Mary Did You Know so much that they sing it regularly. In 2020, they just released a TikTok version of Mary Did You Know where they're sitting in hallway. Unfortunately, it only covers part of the song because the TikTok used to only give you a minute. Pentatonics loves the gospel songs and the Christian Christmas songs, and they treat them very well. Their release of Amazing Grace is in my top 5 for recordings of that song, and every Christmas album has at least 2 or 3 fully Christian, no secularized songs that are treated well. And of course, as I've said, it would be easy for me to make every list a Pentatonics list, but I had to pick one, so here's your one. But they don't quite overpower Enya. Number 1 on my favorite Christian Christmas songs is O Come, Emmanuel by Enya. There are a lot of people who have recorded O Come, Emmanuel. It's a very, very old song. It goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. It was originally in Latin and then translated to the various languages, including English. Enya does the first verse of her version in English and then switches back to Latin for the rest of the song. She is such a powerful singer anyway that when she brings her voice and her recording techniques to bear, there's a lot of power. A lot of Christmas songs need subtlety and a light touch. This one can deploy some power, and she's very good at it. This version of this song is incredible and should be listened to as often as possible. We're going to try to keep from having any technical problems that'll keep this next episode to be late or missed. Good luck, and keep looking for new music that's new for you.
Please come back for the next episode of The Old Mill Shop. Thanks to Apple for use of the Samantha voice. Thanks to Zapsplat at www.zapsplat.com for theme song and incidental music. Copyright David W. Rankin Jr., DBA The Old Mill Shop Music Experience.